That experience was just gross. There was maybe 2 or 3 films in it that were actually worth watching. All the rest was just gore. Alright, let's see how excited I am to continue talking about VHS 94. Let's talk about the plot. And I don't even know if I can play the trailer. I don't think I'm going to on this one because it's just... If you want it, I'll post the link down below. I won't be talking about it. I mean, I won't be showing it because it's just gross. I was excited because the other ones aren't nearly this bad, at least from my memory, but this one was pretty rough. Now there's a bird outside my window. VHS 94 pretty much follows a SWAT team pretty much the same way it does every time, except this time it's police officers. Police officers are going in. Of course, they have a found footage crew. This entire thing's found footage, which I normally love, but they went really gross with it. And don't get me wrong, all the visual effects were really well done. It's just gross, just constant gross and kind of over the top. It's a SWAT team going in to supposedly break down a drug trade. They can't find anybody. They keep seeing people missing eyes. They keep hearing the same thing of like the end is this is just the beginning, so on and so forth. Then we get to the first film in this anthology is called Storm Drain, where a reporter and her cameraman have been hearing a local town's pretty much their version of a lock monster called the Rat Man that's hiding beneath the city in the storm drains or in the sewers. They go in to try to find more information on it. Find that there's almost like a homeless caravan, if you will, or a homeless colony below with probably about 5 to 10 members. It's solid. I won't talk about it. I recommend watching it. Like, they pretty much, reporters go look for the Rat Man, find dwellers, and that's what you got to know. And then there's bits and pieces behind that. Next is The Empty Wake, which I also find decent. It's pretty much a girl's doing her first alone wake. It happens to be in the middle of a thunder or a tornado. They said the gentleman that's in the casket had jumped off the top of a church and bashed his head. So it's a closed casket, and then every time she's been sitting there alone for a long period of time, and occasionally she's hearing bumps and thumps from inside the casket, and it's slowly starting to become uncentered. All heck breaks loose when the power goes out, and then the casket moves. Once again, great practical effects. One of the less gross, to me anyway. The ending was unique and interesting. After The Empty Wake, we have The Subject, which I personally didn't care for, so meh. The Subject is pretty much a doctor. I say a doctor. A mad scientist is trying to make special, like, robot creatures. And this one happens to have a camera for an eye, which I mean, it's clever and it's unique, but this was just an action scene. Like, this was just an action movie, like, cut down really short, blood, guts everywhere, gunfire, grenade launchers. Next is Terror. This one I also found interesting, this is written and directed by Ryan Prowse. Unfortunately, it's a white supremacist organization known as the First Patriots Movement Militia, and they're planning to blow up a government building and take America back. Yeah, hoorah, all that goodness. No, awful, so bad. They do a really unique thing with filming this one because it seems like every morning the same bell goes off. They go in, they shoot this guy in the head, come back every morning, he's doing the same thing. The story in that one's is good, but I don't recommend anybody really watching this movie unless you just really like the VHSs. So, you know, they did well with filming some of them. It's just gross. Like, there was no need for, I say no need. Some people like gushers and stuff like that. It's just not my take. It's not my type of horror movie. If you enjoy that type of horror movie, this is definitely for you. If not, then, you know, do you. Let's go ahead and pull up the scoring system again. The plot across all of them, I'd probably give a 5 total, because the 3 that I found really interesting were good. The subject was a little slow. The stories overall were good. They're all first person. I'll give it a 6 for the plots of multiples. There's no character dev here. The threats in each one of them are awesome. Like, each one of them has a unique monster, unique a type of thing that were interesting. The threat itself can get a 5. Scares, there's a couple of jump scares, but that's what this is going for, is like a jump scare factory or gore factory. Because it's a found footage film, then it's going to do exactly that. There's not a doubt in my mind that that's what they were going for in this scenario. So it makes it a lot more simple that they can just do that. Besides that, let's see. So threat I gave a 5, plot I gave a 6, scares, like I said, it's jump scare factory. It's gross. It's just extremely gross. Scares get another 5. Everything's filmed like it's an old 90s film, so everything has that kind of grainy vibe to it. So that's another thing that's kind of unique about it, but not. You get used to it after a while. They fix it with a couple of them, but the other ones, I have to remove myself. Like, I have to suspend disbelief when it comes to this type of film. The only thing I could say for sound is that it's just gross. Like, everything sounds like it's supposed to. Everything's blood, guts, spill about, those types of sounds, loud music, and it's basic. Like, it's a 4. Like, do the guts and gore sound like they should? Yeah. 5. Is it newbie approved? Absolutely not. Do not. If anybody's squeamish, do not watch these films. Like, especially this one. I don't remember the other ones being that bad, but all their effects are very lifelike. Most of their effects are very lifelike. All of them are gross. The stories are unique and interesting. The final one's less gross, so if you wanted to watch that one or The Wake, maybe. So no, it's not newbie approved. Would I recommend this? If you've watched the other VHSs, I see no reason why you would miss this one. I just really didn't expect it to go this route. It definitely went a Saw route over anything else, and it was a little disappointing. So no, I don't recommend it. No, I don't plan on watching it again. Overall score for this one, it's just not my type of movie. Like, it would be a 4, but they're one of the few things that are really keeping found footage alive, unfortunately. I love found footage. It lets you direct so much more of your audience's attention to where you want it to be, and then still let them feel like they found something new and unique on their own. So I'll give it a 4.5. I'll give it a 0.5 for it being my favorite type of filming, but it's just rough. Like, it's just not good. The stories are good. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just, over time, the gore gets dulled down because of how much you're seeing of it. So that's that. I mean, that's anthologies, I guess. That's something I should have thought about before putting it on the list. By the way, the list is changing to those that have followed it on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. So they're changing. That one just really took a lot out of me. It just kind of made my stomach turn. Like, I've watched a ton of horror and I've watched a ton of gore. It's just, after a while, I just kind of got done with it. It wasn't anything crazy. I just wanted unique stories, and that's all we got. Everybody take care. Take care. Stay scared. Yeah, stay scared. Take care. Catch you in the next one. We have 20 more days to go. This is going to be a lot of movies. Take care. Bye.